come in. And if you guys have to leave early, that's okay too. But welcome, guys. We're so excited. We took a month off, so we're thrilled that we're back at it at the last Wednesday of the month, bringing in experts to talk about Kickstarter. And, this is because you all asked for it. Melissa was here 2 months ago, and it was not enough time, Melissa. It just wasn't enough time. She is the owner and founder of Novelty Publicity. I am also a client of hers. I'm honored to be a client of hers. So she's going to share some information about what we've been doing together. That'll be great as a case study for all of you guys to see. But we really want to talk about how to run ads on Facebook using them directing to Kickstarter, and how you can do it in pre-launch and, of course, during launch. So I'm going to let her get into everything, what she's going to hone in on today, and then we'll let you get started. So Melissa, it's yours. The floor is yours.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Dana. Spoiler, it's not going to be enough time again, but I have made it as compact as I can, and I have live examples ready to go from both Dana and the lovely Jessica Dean Norris, and some of my own things as well. Dana, last time it was great how you interrupted me a lot. I loved it, actually. So please do it more. As people have questions about what I'm talking about, I'm not gonna be able to see the questions. So chime in, because I believe questions are the best content for learning. So please, guys, ask me questions. It will not throw me off. The harder the question, the happier I am, because either I get to show off that I know the answer, or I get to learn something new. So please, nothing too small.
And put them in the chat, and we'll ask those that are in the chat. We did have 12 questions that were sent in prior, so we do have that at the end if we don't cover those. But the ones that are thrown in the chat, we can ask right away. So don't be shy, guys. If you've got any questions, please throw them in the chat, and then I will interrupt Melissa in the most polite way, of course.
I like it.
Okay, good.
It's what I want, because I have all the high influencing strengths. So I need the interaction.
You got it. I love it. And
All
I'll
right.
ask my own questions too, because I'm sure I'm going to have some.
Well, yes. And so ask questions, but the faster we get through, the sooner we get to go into Dana's live ads.
Okay.
She's given permission to show off her ads and dashboard and everything. So that's going to be really fun. So stick around. All right, I'm going to share. See my screen okay?
Yep.
All right. I made a PowerPoint just to guide us through 10 things I wish I'd known before running my first Kickstarter ads. And I swear to God, this list could be 50 things, but that's too many things. So I put some back. I chose the best things or the worst things, and I'm going to go through them one by one. And then at the end, I will have a slide with all 10 things. So if you want to backtrack and you don't ask your question at the time of the slide, there'll be a reminder. So you don't have to take notes, just be here with us. Just as a recap from my last talk, my ads framework is maps, messaging, audience, performance, and scale. And those are the 4 things you really have to dial in to do any ads well, but it's doubly true for Kickstarter. Lesson 1, things I wish I knew before running my first Kickstarter ads, which was 2 years ago. I have 2 clients with live Kickstarters right now, one that just ended. I have 3 of my own in pre-launch, and every campaign teaches me something new. So the first newer lesson is that pre-launch optimization is crucial. Back in the day when I ran my first Kickstarter ads, I think I made a mistake that many authors make, which is treat it like ads to Amazon. So traffic ads once it's live, cool, having no idea what, if anything, it's doing. And then I was able to dial in ads for my most recent Luna Rider campaign. That's my own stuff, fantasy books. And I did really well, but I slept on the pre-launch phase. So then with Jessica Dean Norris, we did optimize in pre-launch really successfully. And that made a huge difference. So what I mean by pre-launch optimization is you're going to set up lead ads. I went over how to do that in my first webinar with Dana, and then I have a follow-up tutorial in my group walking through exactly how to set up the pixel for Kickstarter, because it's a little bit different. You have to create a custom conversion event, which most authors haven't had a need to do before. So that's in my group. There'll be a link at the end. But you run lead ads. This is different than traffic ads because Facebook is measuring a success not with a click, but when somebody actually converts, they sign up. In the case of Kickstarter, it means they click the button to notify me on launch. And it will optimize for that event. And it can tell us a lot of things. What type of copy is resonating with the audience, whether your page is dialed in to convert well, what type of images are converting well with audiences, what audience you should be targeting. All of that you can get a sense for based on what the cost per lead is. And ideally, I love to see like $1 a lead. And we'll talk about this more at the end because I don't want to start with doom and gloom, but I have a use case, a live Kickstarter campaign where the lead ads, I was really worried were terrible and that the campaign would bomb, and it has not. So we did learn a lot from the lead ads. I never got them exactly where I wanted, but it was still okay. And it was still good that we ran the lead ads. One cool thing about the lead ads too is within the 28-day attribution window, it will also track which of those leads converts. So if you're running ads, pre-launch ads for several months, you're only going to get the most recent 28 days, but it will say, oh, these people turned into backers. Here's how much money you made. And you'll see your return on ad spend, which is super cool. So that is my little lead ad spiel. I'm sure there will be a lot of questions about it, but we have 10 lessons to go through, and I want to make sure you ask questions about your favorite lessons or most confusing ones. Because honestly, this on its own is a 2-hour webinar. Lead ads.
Oh yeah.
Any questions before I flip to the next lesson, Dana?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Lesson 2, launch as you intend to go. I have bastardized some famous quote. I have no idea what it is and what the original quote is, but I know that there's some quote adjacent to this concept, and it's a good quote. So if anybody knows it, pop it in the chat. But once you start your Kickstarter live, you're going to turn off your lead ads and you want to run sales ads. These are purchase conversion ads, similar to what you'd be running if you have a Shopify store. Again, this is different from standard traffic ads to Amazon because your pixel is there and Facebook is not optimizing for getting the click. They're optimizing for somebody actually backing your campaign and giving you money. So these ads look real different. They're slower to optimize, but you know exactly if they're working. This is what you want to do. And now conversions, they might take a couple of days to report. Facebook, this is a preview of a later point, but Facebook breaks its own toys all the time. So the pixel invariably will be behind or not work or not calculate things correctly. So you kind of have to go knowing that it's better than not having it, but it's not perfect. Kind of similar to what people say about Amazon attribution links. But what you're going to want to do is for every 100 pre-launch followers you have, $50 budget on launch day. This is a new formula I've created based on what I've observed. So for most authors, you're going to have 100 to 200 followers, launch at $50 to $100 a day. Good so far?
Great. Yep.
Okay. It got messed up. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it looks good.
Oops. Okay. Well, this says lesson 3, know your audiences plural. So it's not one audience. You really have to think about Kickstarter coming to 2 audiences, unless you don't have a pre-existing audience. Then you only have to worry about one. But your email list, people who have backed your campaigns in the past, Patreon followers, maybe an ad engagement audience, anyone who already knows who you are, you're going to talk to them differently than people who have no idea who you are. Because if they know who you are, you can build off of, you know, your personality, your brand, past successes, but a cold audience, it's all in on the product. So your ad copy is going to be different in those 2 scenarios. And you're actually going to want to put those in 2 completely different campaigns. In the past, I have done 2 different ad sets within a single campaign, and that was wrong. You want 2 totally different campaigns. Um, and you want to lean into what you're seeing. When I put them together, I did this in the case of Jessica D. Norris, and I have permission from my clients I'm going to talk about that I can talk about them, just so you know I'm not betraying confidences here. But with Jessica, initially, I put her warm audience and her cold audience in the same campaign, but different ad sets. And because she has such a strong warm audience, the cold audience never got to see the ads. The warm audience ate the whole budget until I split the cold out into their own campaign, and then that did amazing. So keeping those separate is really important. Lean into it, be creepy. That's not the best way to put it, but it amuses me. I love self-aware ads. Some readers, it freaks them out a little bit. Like, how does Facebook know what I was talking about? I get targeted ads for stuff my husband is into because he's proximal to me. Or it will pick up on a conversation we had, and then there's content. Do that. It works. So if you're retargeting people who visited your campaign page near the end of the campaign, something like, hey, still thinking about this? You don't want to miss it. Or, hey, I know you stopped scrolling because these books are sexy. Like, come on closer. Like, be a little creepy. It converts. Same is true for Shopify ads too.
We do have one question.
Okay.
How many days do you recommend running the campaign from the, start, the end, recommend to run? So like from the start to finish, like what do you think is the best time so that you get enough time to run ads?
Yeah, I would have in the past, I would have said like 2.5 weeks so that you cut out the slump. But with Jessica, we didn't have a slump. We just kept iterating and strengthening the ads. So, I mean, honestly, we could have gone for another month and still continued that slope up. If you can mentally handle running a Kickstarter that long because it's very stressful.
Yeah.
So I would
I,
say,
as someone who watched Jessica's very closely, obviously Jessica's a friend, you ran it and she's a client. So we were watching that. I was so impressed with how it climbed and climbed, and there was not, how it normally does that dip and then back up at the end, but she just kept on scaling.
yeah, it was really cool. I feel like we need Jessica, like, surprise, you're a co-host now. Welcome.
Yeah, she just said, didn't she said, yeah, I think we ran it from the first day of the campaign to the last.
Yep, we did not stop. We kept optimizing. And I'll talk about that more at a specific point where I chastise myself a little bit on things
Um,
that could have been better. But
we have a follow-up from Rachel based on that. So would you say $50 a day for 2 weeks plus per 100 followers, hypothetically speaking, 200 followers, $100 a day, about $1,400 for ad spend minimum?
yeah, I'm kind of building toward this in the
Okay.
lessons, but you're going to want to, if you think back to the MAPS framework that I went over very, very fast, messaging, audience, performance, scale, you don't have to stay at the level for the followers. If it's converting and you're happy with the return on ad spend, scale it up. So I don't know where we ended for Jessica, but I know that I'm planning on scaling the hell out of Dana's campaign. I'm just like, be prepared. Every day I'm going to want to add $50 as long as things look good. And she's like, yeah.
I do it. I'm here for the ride.
So yeah, I will talk about that much more. And if the later lessons don't cover that well, please ask more follow-up questions because I think this is where people get really stuck and can lose a lot of money. So it's a good question. Okay. It's formatted well again. I feel better. Lesson 4, target like it's 2025. This is the number one mistake I think people are making across the board with ads right now, which is why some people are saying ads don't work. I'm even seeing some other ad experts not lean into the changes. Authors have been really focused on trying to make things the way they were and get back to the way they were. They're not the way they were. Like, move on.
Yeah.
This is a new relationship. This is a new phase. Now with ad sets, this is usually where you set the audience, the interests, the behaviors, the custom audiences. And a lot of the upset has been that targets are being removed, especially author targets. But Facebook is doing that to make their product work better. They're not handling it the best way. I'm not a huge fan of how they do things most of the time, but you want a larger audience. I think if you can aim for 5 to 10 million, that's a great size. Like some people will say, don't put anything in the targets. I think you just have very, very big, broad, 5 to 10 million in size. So you're not going to want to niche down. I'm not going to want to specifically target, like for Dana's Olympian Wars campaign, like Disney's Hercules and E.L. James, like those together, that's too small of an audience, even if it's targetable. Instead, for Dana, we're doing Kickstarter and romance novels, and that's a much bigger audience. Where you're doing targeting now across all ads, not just Kickstarter, is at the ad creative level. So you have 3 tabs across the board. You have campaign, ad set, ad. My prediction is that the ad set tab is going to go away. I think that Facebook's going to get rid of that in 2026 and no longer give us any control over placements or audience targeting, and then roll in a couple other things into the campaign tab. That's my prediction. We'll see if it happens. But the
You
ad
heard it here, guys. If it comes true, Melissa said it here first.
called it. So at the ad level where you put your image and you put all your copy, there's like a secret ninja weapon called the description box. And for a long time, I ignored this. I think a lot of authors ignore this because if you put in a headline, you won't even see the description on the ad. This is the link preview. So if you don't put anything in the box, it might pull up your Amazon product page blurb. This is like the place where you can tell it what to target. So I have a formula. I do a 500-word description. I'm doing this with Dana's ads. And it's like, here are the comp books. Here are the comp authors. Here are the comp TV shows, movies, video games. Here are the tropes. And I still have it read naturally, but I really layer in those very detailed targeting because even though readers can't see what's in that box, the AI does. And that's how you target your ads in 2025. So if you take nothing else away, that's one of the top things I want people to get out of this. And then the other top thing is lead ads, pre-launch, sales ads, live. No reason to do traffic ads for a Kickstarter. Questions on that? Because I feel like that's like my mic drop slide. That's the
No,
best.
that's a good slide. I think it's very educational. I'm sure people are like soaking that one in because even I had no idea about any of that.
Yeah, I'll show you after the call how I did,
Okay.
or like when we go into your account, I can show what I did. Okay. Lesson 5, product images sell it best. So if there is any way fathomable that you can get an advanced copy of the book you're launching on Kickstarter, that will make you so much extra money. Show off, especially the edges. If there's foil, like make sure to get it in a reflective way. Take videos in multiple angles of that product. It is going to sell 1 million. Okay, 1 million is an exaggeration, but we're going to go with it. It's going to sell 1 million times better than if you had a mock-up or a flat lay image. Like you want these live images because it's proof that the product exists. And, you know, in the age of photo manipulation, that's very sophisticated, deep fakes, etc., readers are more likely to believe it's real. I mean, yes, you could probably fake these photos too, but still, like, people like seeing that it's a real thing. And for special editions and the premium price point, you want that initial reaction of, oh, I want it. And
Yeah,
then you're
FOMO.
like most of the way to the sale.
Jessica did a great job with her pictures, guys.
Yes, I have them ready in the follow-up. And we can talk about too where we started with really beautiful mock-ups that were converting well for Jessica. But as soon as she got that advanced copy in and took photos and we made she made a beautiful grid, and then I said, it's kind of empty in the middle, add another photo. And then we had like the best ad of all time. Until Dana dethrones, of course, with her
Oh, I'll try, but I don't know if I'll get there.
pre-schedule your end date. This is just another, like, this is a very quick, easy thing, but a great way to lose money and piss people off is if you keep your ads running when your campaign is no longer live. So on the ad set level, you can click set an end date and then just set it to go off right before your campaign ends. so that you're not serving ads for no reason. Okay, don't poke the angry algorithm too much. So this is a lesson I learned the hard way with Jessica's campaign. Because look, it's going so well. We're going to keep scaling it. We're going to keep adding things. This is great. And it was working. But her ads did the best when I literally lost internet for 5 days and couldn't touch them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I was on a cruise and I was like freaking out because I paid for premium internet. Why is there no signal? Oh my God, everything's going to be destroyed. Nope. Best part of the campaign. So try not to touch it too much. And I'm going to talk about that in the next lesson, what you can do if you want to scale and you don't want to upset the algorithm. Because every time, even if you add $1 to the budget or one new creative or one new audience, what's going to happen is it all goes back into learning. And that means it slows down because it's trying to collect data. It's kind of like dipping its toes in the pond. When before we were doing the freaking breaststroke, now we're just like, toe, toe, toe. We don't want that to happen. We want to keep the breaststroke, or I'm not good at sports, but some metaphor about swimming, triathlon, I don't know. And then we can just invite another person to swim, another campaign, which that's the next point. Scale wide, not tall. So instead of adding budget to the existing campaign that's doing well, just add a second campaign. And that's exactly what I'm doing with Dana's ads. I'm like, hey, the ads are doing so great. I'm going to start a new campaign. And then in the future, if I do want to change the original campaign, not everything grinds to a halt because the second campaign, I won't touch it the same day. What else did I write here? Post ID. If you know how to grab the post ID, if you don't, ask in the questions after and I'll show you. But then you can port over the social proof, which was something that worked really well for Jessica because she had so many great comments on her ads. So we wanted to keep those comments because that's social proof and that also increases your conversion. If you don't have a huge audience going in, ask your friends if they see the ad to comment something supportive. And just having those stack up is really helpful for conversion. So that was like a bonus lesson, I guess. I'm going through these pretty fast. Are there questions or does this one make sense?
No questions on this so far. I think this makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm going through it fast partially because I want more time for questions because that's the best part. Okay, lesson 9. I previewed this earlier. Your pixel's gonna break. Like 100%. I've never run a campaign and the pixel did not break at least once, usually more than once. It sucks and it makes us panic because if we have a ROAS, a return on ad spend of 5 times, so every dollar we're spending, we're making 5 back. And then all of a sudden we have no sales register at all. And everything pauses. You're like, oh my God, it's broken. I'm lighting money on fire. I don't want to do that. You either scale down your ad and send it back into learning, or you turn it off. These are mistakes I made with my campaign where I first really unlocked how to do this. And with Jessica's, what we had is we did a tracking link. So on the back end of Kickstarter, we created the attribution link for Facebook ads. And whenever I saw the ads stall out on the dashboard, I said, "What's going on, Jessica?" And she's like, "Well, we had 5 new backers from Facebook today." And I'm like, "Okay, so it's behind, it's broken, it's still working." So having that peace and reassurance is really helpful. The other thing I look at is the Kickstarter still climbing? Is it still getting like a relatively the same amount of new backers and money each day? If yes, I'm going to ignore what the data is saying and know that it is working, but there's a problem with the pixel. And this is the hardest thing because you kind of have to trust intuition. And if you haven't done a lot of ads, I've done a lot of ads and I still panic and I still have made this mistake before I realized that the pixel always breaks.
So there's no way to avoid pixel breaking.
Yes. So having that backup of the attribution link will save you a lot of stress.
Okay.
2 North Stars, not 1. This is an homage to me being Alaskan now. So two bright stars. If you have your eye on the horizon goal, so that like when I was doing my campaign, I'm like, I want to make 5 times ROAS. Like, great. But then the pixel broke and I just saw it sink, 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 panicked, turn things off. But having that eyes on the ground goal, like as long as it's a minimum of 2, as long as it's profitable, as long as it's above 1, it's okay. And maybe yours will be different, but 5x versus 2x, there's a huge gap in there. But if you have that eyes on the ground goal, that will also stop panic. So just, mental health matters, especially with Kickstarters, because it's a hard thing to survive. It's both exhilarating and terrifying, which is why I love it because I'm an adrenaline junkie. But yeah, those are the 10 lessons. That's what I've got. So here's what we covered. What are the questions?
All right. Let's get to the questions. Well, do we have any questions in the chat? I don't see any in the chat. So I'm going to read the questions that were sent in. Which platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, are worth running Kickstarter ads on? Is there one that you should focus on more, or do you say spread the wealth?
That's a great question. Go where you're most comfortable. So if you do great on TikTok, definitely add some TikTok ads. I start with Facebook static image ads, and then if I have the product shots of the book, like for Dana, I will layer in Instagram as well with some reels. With sales and lead ads both, it's actually going to serve to Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Audience Network, everything. And usually the advice with ads for authors is to only do Facebook newsfeed ads. But when you're tracking the conversion in either a lead or a sale, you don't need to limit the placements because Facebook will serve where the money is made.
Okay.
And if you turn off placements manually, you actually do get penalized by the algorithm. So I wouldn't touch it. Just keep in mind that it will be serving to all platforms as long as it's profitable to do so. And I can here exit and show you Dana's ads. Here we go. So here's Dana's campaign that just went live yesterday. If you guys enjoy this webinar, look at, we got new backers while we were live. If you enjoy this webinar, you should thank us both by backing, preferably through a Facebook ad.
Oh yeah, follow.
Give
How
us
can
both
we?
the credit. But here's the campaign. I just want to show you the oh, I was peeping what you were doing. Okay. My internet is being wonky, so I can't show you, but it's got really cool like video headers of like a scroll unfurling. So you should check it out. It's really neat. And if you do, then I'll retarget you in an ad in a creepy way. So it'll be a lot of fun.
That's
So
actually good for them to see.
okay, I'll try again. It's being janky. Here we go. Yeah, so this is the magic Influence brings. Jessica also had animated headers. So yeah, here's the page. Greek mythology, spicy. Yeah, it's just being very slow, so it's like going fast. But let me show you the ads. So here is Dana's live ads dashboard. So we're just getting started. Like I said, it can take the pixel a bit to understand what's going on and to catch up. But so far we have 3 since the campaign went live. Are you not even gonna fucking load for me? There's my 1 fuck.
There's your
Oh
1 buck.
crap! Oh no.
That's all right. She always gets one in. We have to at least have one.
Well, and especially when the internet won't load when I need it to. But you can see down here for Dana's, I aim for $1 a lead on the pre-launch, and we couldn't get it below $8. And it was still fine. Like we still were able to iterate, find out what type of copy worked best. We didn't have the product images yet at this point, but it was still fine. And if we scroll all the way over, you can see that I have custom columns set up. So if you want to see direct sales information, you can come into your Facebook columns and you're going to add. This is so frustrating that it's not working. You're going to add some ROAS fields. down here, purchase conversions, cost per purchase. And that's going to tell you more information about what's working. So if I scroll all the way over, please, Facebook, be kind. So you can see here on the lead ads that I thought were junk and was constantly very stressed about,
She
still
was.
made back more than 3 times what we spent,
See?
even with that high cost. So worth it. Um, Another reason why it's really worth it to do lead ads and get your follower count up pre-launch is because you have a stronger showing at the beginning. And that's social proof and momentum. It makes the Kickstarter algorithm happy. And part of targeting like it's 2025 is any algorithm you're working with, you want it to like you. So launching strong, it makes a big difference. And you can see back here, yesterday we ran at a budget of 50. I think it spent like $45 and it made $475. And that's day
Yep.
one, and it's possibly not the full reporting either. So what we did, and again, apologies for the internet being mean. I think it's trying to protect your secrets, Dana.
I was like, share anything. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
Unexpected response payload. Cool.
Oh
So
dear.
this is an
Well,
example of that Facebook breaks everything all the time.
we do have comments in here. So while we're trying that, Julia
Okay.
asks, can you repeat the kind of ads on Facebook lead and then sales? I think I use traffic for Facebook ads on the regular.
Okay, so traffic for Facebook ads is correct if you're linking to Amazon. So anytime the pixel is involved, you want to do a special ad type like lead or sales. But if you do not have a pixel, you cannot put a pixel on Amazon. You have to run traffic ads. So in that case, Facebook counts it as a victory if somebody clicks. And here's an added tip that's not about Kickstarter, but a good thing to know if you're running ads as an author. I call it the too good to be true problem. Sometimes an ad that's been running great, traffic ad to Amazon, all of a sudden the CPC will get really low and you're like, this ad is amazing. No, Facebook broke it because their algorithm started serving it to the wrong people. So if you see CPC going way down, but also conversion going down, the only thing you can do is start that ad over, like new campaign totally. And we're seeing this more and more with clients as Facebook optimizes in the wrong direction. Um, I do have this. Here's an example of
I love
Jessica's
that
top
one. That's
ad.
my favorite.
So my contribution was I said, the middle's kind of empty. And then she added the box in the middle.
Yep.
So obviously, yeah, amazing choice. But yeah, Jessica put this together once she got her proofs in. And it really carried us through the end of the campaign. Here's the exact copy from the top ad. Dragons are dominating fantasy right now, and this one belongs on your shelf. So I call this the above the fold, the first one line here. That's what people are going to see on mobile, and then it will get cut off. So it has to be enough when paired with the picture and headline that they want to click and see more. With Kickstarter, you really want to emphasize the special features. So we have a list like that. Um, and yeah, this did well. It had a lot of social proof on it.
Yeah.
And Jessica did a great job responding to people. Even if it was a stupid question, she was always helpful and nice. So that makes a big difference. And yeah, it did well. And I was using Learn More instead of Shop Now. That was something I was testing, and that seemed to work better.
W-
So.
We had someone ask this that was along this lines. So do you think like these static images, or do you think videos are, is there one that you're like, hey, this one's better than that? Or do you think start with static, then start to add the videos and do both really like piggyback off of each other?
Yes, so I would start static first. I'm so mad that I have permission to share all of the things in Dana's and it won't load. Damn it, Dana. Um, yes, I start with static. So what I'm doing for Dana, what I'm trying to show you is I started with one audience and it's Kickstarter and then narrow by romance novels. And then I did women only, 25 to 64. And I will usually cut off the 65 plus for Kickstarter because it's a little bit more technical. Sorry if that was ageist. It's just an observation of who converts.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like with Jessica, I did include older people as well because her books have YA appeal. So people like to read with their grandkids. So they are more likely to power through and figure out Kickstarter backing. But for Dana's spicy romance, I was like, nope, cut them off. And then I put 3 individual ads inside. I had 3 different product shots that Dana sent me, and I created 15 different versions of copy. So for Dana's, the first 5 are about the special features and luxury edition. The second 5 are about smut is awesome, don't be ashamed. Back this Kickstarter if you love smut, which I thought would be the top winners.
Yeah.
And then the last 5 were based on the story. And that's actually what's winning right now. Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm not giving up. Um,
Yeah.
but yes, so I have 3 different shots with the copy, and it's possible that it was just that it was the best image. Yeah, I don't have it in my recent history here to pull up your ad. Oh, you know what? Is it okay? Is it okay if I go into Slack to get the link to the ad?
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
care.
Which
I'll ask the next question that we got while you're doing that. How do I know if my ad targeting is set up correctly for readers and backers?
So you want it to be as broad as possible for Kickstarter. Always include Kickstarter. And usually, like for Dana, I did Kickstarter and romance novels, but when I scaled vertically today, I did Kickstarter and fiction books to make it a little bit more broad. And then trusting the work in the SEO box to get me to romance readers. But if you're not sure what to do, Kickstarter and fiction books, narrow by. And if it will load, I will show you what that looks like. But we at least have this now. And my ads dashboard is loading, so I can show you a lot of pre-launch ads. But here's Dana's top ad so far. So she swore she'd kill him. Instead, she kissed him. War of the Sea is enemies to lovers, perfection. That's your above the fold. That's what they're going to see before they click.
Yeah.
And then we have this is built primarily on the story and not any of the special edition features. I just put these in to test and they're the winner. So, and this is the image. And what I really wanted to show you is Dana has a beautiful collage that she created with lots of the photos, and it crops so well to multiple placements. So that's the main thing I wanted to show. But you don't get to see it. Um, unless Dana's ad account
I,
decides to be nice to me. But let's
I
see.
can I can send you the picture. Do you want me to?
Well, I can pull up the picture, but then they're not going to see the gorgeous cropping.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you send the picture? That way I'm not digging through my client files on a live call. But yeah, here's Dana's. Um, and it looks weird in preview, but you can see that people are commenting. And Dana's commenting with her Dana energy and vibes, which will just help it convert better and better. But yeah, if you send the collage, I'll pop it open.
I sent
Um,
it in the chat. I don't know if that's easy for you to grab or not.
in Slack or in Zoom.
In Zoom.
Okay, let's see. I think I have to unshare. Oh, here we go. Actually, everybody can see it in chat, but I'll
Yep.
pull it up for a replay. So here's Dana's gorgeous collage. And when you're setting up Facebook ads, the thing that I really wanted to show is that you can crop it for different placements. So there's going to be a square crop. There's going to be a 16:9 for like the phone screen, like a video placement. And then there's going to be the whatever the crappy sidebar one is. That's this size. And you can tell it how you want it cropped. So with this one crops really well to 16:9 because it's just these two. And then we lose this. And then for the long version, it's almost perfectly this. So this grid shape was amazing. Really well done, Dana.
Yay.
So yeah, I took all the copy from that I tested on day one. So like I said, we created 15 different versions of copy and I chose 3 to start. And I had 3 different images. So today, I used the same 3 copy and I put in this image that I thought was even better. But it's a new campaign so that we don't reset learning. Aw, I gotta close the comments or I'm just gonna watch them.
We've got more questions that have come in. Uh,
Yeah.
how do I know if my ad targeting is set up correctly for, oh no, I'm sorry, I read that one already. Is it better to drive? Nope, you answered that one. Um, what are the biggest mistakes authors make with ads that end up burning cash?
Literally the whole presentation.
Okay.
So see, see the
See
slide.
all of the
And
above.
I mean, the main things are not turning the ads off on time. That's a real easy fix. And freaking out when the pixel breaks. And you're losing money because you stop ads that are working and then making too many changes too fast. And what's true for Kickstarter is almost always also true for Shopify. So keep in mind
Okay.
that if you're editing your direct sales ads too much, you're not giving them a chance.
Are there any vanity metrics I shouldn't pay attention to?
So the thing I would watch most, and I think it at least loaded this for Dana. You've got your cost per click, you've got your so CPC, cost per click, CTR, click through rate, you've got all these things. So here's what we have from yesterday. Hey, we're up to ROAS of 12. So something is happening because the amount of purchases didn't change, but suddenly the ROAS is a lot higher. So either the pixel's catching up or that backer upped their pledge for some reason. So that's cool. So in live time, we're seeing that it jumped up. And if you make decisions on the small number, which 8 was not a small number,
No.
you could mess up. What was I talking about? Vanity metrics. No metrics are vanity metrics. Just don't focus on the wrong one at the wrong time. So when
Okay.
I was freaking out about Dana's pre-launch lead cost, I was looking at cost per click and CTR because I was saying we're sending X amount of traffic and the conversion is very poor. Like I needed to pull in how many clicks are we getting? What's the cost per click to identify, okay, we have to keep playing with the page because the pre-launch page was not converting because people were going and not clicking. So in
Right.
that case, it was really important. But if your ROAS is good, I wouldn't worry about the rest. Like even with Dana's, I turned off one of the ads this morning. I don't think I told you, Dana. I'm sorry.
No, I like surprises.
So I turned off this one because it was ostensibly the worst of the three.
Okay.
So it had spent $18. It had the lowest click through. It had the highest CPC. So I was like, this one's junk. Goodbye. And that just means that Facebook isn't going to keep trying to force it. Later in the campaign, maybe I want to turn that back on. That's something you can safely do without causing everything to go back into learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Should I boost post on Facebook or is that a waste of money? I see that pop up a lot and I never know what to do with it.
I wouldn't, because you wouldn't be able to do a sales ad. It would be a pure traffic ad. And when you boost a post, rather than traffic, it's actually an engagement ad. So they just want people to
Okay.
like it or comment on it. The last time I tried to boost a post, I was really excited. I have a tarot book for writers coming. Like if you've ever met me at a conference, I'm doing tarot readings for everybody. I love it. But I boosted a post about that, and the amount of hate was insane. And my assistant's like, I can't keep up with all the hate comments you're getting. Like, I'm like, oh, it's fine, just turn it off. And she's like, I won't post about tarot anymore. I'm like, yes, you will, but we will not boost it. I will not pay for hate, but I will accept hate if it is organic.
Yeah.
But that's what it does. So, especially if you're a romance author, if you boost a post, you're probably going to get angry or creepy guys
Ooh,
because that's
okay.
who's going to engage for cheap.
Do not boost, people. Do not boost. I've learned a lot. That's one of my biggest takeaway. How do I get people who click on my ads to actually pledge?
By running the sales ads,
Okay.
because Facebook doesn't consider it a success unless money results.
Okay.
So even if like a certain type of person is clicking a lot, if they're not backing, Facebook will stop targeting that type of person.
That's great. What's the simplest way to track whether ads are converting into backers?
By tracking the purchase ROAS here.
That the
So
ROAS.
that was the columns that I was talking about adding, and then having that backup tracking link, which I think the problem is specifically Facebook. So let's see. Ba-ba. Okay, so here's mine. Uh, this is the first campaign where I really dialed in and got Facebook ads working. I actually don't think I'm gonna be able to see the tracking links though. But under the promotion tab, because this is an ended campaign, I'll just go to one of my, here's my tarot campaign. So under promotion, under here, uh, when it's live, you'll be able to go down. Okay, no, I am the problem. It's me. And down here, you'll be able to create attribution links. So you can name it Facebook ads or whatever. Like some people have them for backer swaps or for your newsletter or social media posts. You're just going to create a custom link. I can't show it because I don't have any live campaigns. But that's really important for making sure it's working when the pixel breaks. So you're going to be measuring it from both sides. And with Jessica, one thing we get to do that we haven't done yet, and I'm looking forward to, is I'm going to get the data from her on what Kickstarter is reporting came from Facebook ads versus what Facebook is reporting came from
Oh,
Facebook ads.
that'll
And
be
see how-
interesting.
Yeah, because just today when I was preparing, Jessica, I hope this is okay because you did say I could share whatever I want, but I'm always really careful about people's data. So oops if it's not. Uh,
She wrote, yep, totally fine.
Okay. So I was like, hey, look, the Pixel, I think, caught up. So she made over $15,000 from the Facebook ads.
That's fantastic.
And the most we spent on any one day was $200, and that was only toward the very end. So most of the time we were spending about $100 a day. And her total backing, I think, was around 36,000.
Yep.
So just based on the Facebook side, Facebook did half the work. And it might look different on Kickstarter. And obviously, great product from Jessica, great presentation from Influence, and then great ads from me. And that all worked together to create great campaign.
Yeah. I would also like, one of the comments is that is a great desktop background. Love it.
Thank you. Please back the Kickstarter for the Wheel Deal by Luna
Yeah.
Ryder. This is my next project. I mentioned I have 3 in launch. This is an autistic heroine. So I'm going to try to bump up when I'm launching this because she's positively portrayed. She is the hero. And there's also a party game for socially awkward people that goes with the book.
I think that's very, very cool. We only have 10 minutes left. So we have one that I think is almost a final question, unless you have anything else here. People want to know, and we've had multiple people write that, and I've told everybody at the end I'll ask, are you taking new clients? What does it look like to work with you? Can you share any fees? Is there any place that we should go to learn more? All of that jazz.
Yes, thank you for reminding me of my final slide. Play from current slide. So I have a Kickstarter coming. This is very meta. I have a Kickstarter coming about running Meta ads to Kickstarter that I will be advertising through Meta. So this is almost ready. I just keep getting more data and I just want to make it better and better. But this will be coming soon. If you go to novelpublicity.com/Kickstarter ads, this is like kind of a hybrid guide course. So it's going to be similar to what we just did with a lot of like exact instructions written down of where to click and then like bonus videos to dive deeper into some segments. I can tell you right now, it's going to be $50.
Which is insane, guys. That is such a deal. I think she's crazy. She might have hit her head, but sign up and get that like yesterday.
I'm also building an innate in workflow that will create a whole Kickstarter campaign based on a book. So that's something I've been working behind the scenes, but it will tell you what the audience would like with special editions versus gamification, and then do the pledge levels and copy. This is taking a long time because it's really complex, but I'm building a system to do that too. That might be an add-on for the Kickstarter depending on when I launch it. But heads up, that will be an AI thing, so it's optional, obviously.
Follow-up question. They're
Yeah,
asking when will it launch? Do you have a date?
I do not.
Okay.
So I really want to, I was going to launch it this month, but now I really want to launch my autistic fantasy much faster. I don't think I need to explain why that one feels more important right now. But I want both within the next month for sure. And then my tarot one, I'm probably going to push out because it's doing so well in pre-launch, like
It's
almost
doing so
500.
well.
So, like, logically, you'd want to launch the good one first, but I'm like, no, because I can just keep getting pre-launch followers into infinity on this one. And then that's the last one I'm going to launch. But I also have a group on Facebook, novelpublicity.com/join. Or you can search Melissa Storm on Facebook and find the group. But I do Monday weekly industry reports. So, like this week, I'm like, here's why everything is broken. It's not just the news. Here's what's happening to all of the stuff under the hood that's also breaking things. And here's what to do. And I cover legislation and tech and how it impacts authors specifically. I try to keep those posts apolitical, even though I've kind of ventured a little bit into political territory about my project. But I try to be really helpful. I'll post videos. I post replays of webinars I do with Influence and other cool people. And I will never sell you anything in that group. So that's just meant to be a free resource.
And we put your links for the Kickstarter, your group, and the website all in the chat. So those are clickable links if you guys want to click them and then save them to your home screen so that they're easily accessible. We have them there as well.
Yeah, thank you. And my team does, we work with a lot of authors. I'm not personally taking any new clients. I actually had to reduce my client load to have more time to be the big boss because I think it's important to do things like this talk and this webinar. So I need to be less hands-on with individual authors, but my team is trained. They meet with me constantly and they are working based on my strategies. So they're all really good. Shout out to Caitlin in particular, whom I work very closely with and is my Kickstarter protege. She's my protege for all things. I love my whole team, but Caitlin is like, she's my mini me. She's the younger me.
She's great. We work with her and Melissa. She's lovely.
Yep, she's my video expert. So if you're good at TikTok and Instagram and really want to hit those aspects, that is Caitlin's domain.
We do have a question if you don't mind. I know we only have 6 minutes left. It's kind of off topic of Kickstarter if you're open to answering it.
Mhm.
How do you feel about running ads to Shopify pages around the holidays since it's so obviously there's so many big players out there that are running ads at the same time. Do you have any thoughts and feelings or advice?
I think that it's not really a thing to worry about because as long as you're doing sales ads and it's chasing that data, what other people are doing won't be an impact. Where I've been really struggling with Shopify lately is how often Facebook breaks the pixel.
Okay.
So we'll have to stop ads and wait until and we have the benefit of seeing it across multiple client accounts. So we know it's a pixel issue, not that this client's ads don't work all of a sudden.
Right.
Another general trend with Shopify is special editions and even just standard print books. That is what is selling right now.
Yep.
Digital is really struggling on Shopify. So if you're doing ebook or audio bundles, those have tanked hard. But special editions remain really easy to sell no matter what the price point.
Yeah. I think we've done a good job with special editions on Shopify.
Yeah.
So there's no saturation of market during the holidays that anyone needs to worry about or costs that will rise because of other larger companies out there with ads.
Yeah, special editions are a completely different product. I mean, it's almost like not a book product because it's
Okay.
more emotional.
Sure.
And it's a showpiece. So you're going to sell it in a really different way. That's why I run creepy ads, because you acknowledge that you're looking at this because it's gorgeous. And
Yeah.
I don't know, people like it. It works.
I see you. I see you looking at me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We should do one from the POV of your book.
I love that. I think that would be great. People would love that.
Another thing, another general ad tip I have is if you write fantasy, even, romantasy as well, but anything other world, lean into current events gently. It's been working really well for me to say, real world got you down. You can always
Yeah.
find comfort, safety, belonging in the fantasy realm. That is an angle of that because I think fantasy is going to continue to rise,
Yes. Skyrocket.
and especially cozy fantasy.
Oh, that's a great question, Julia. And we will give, I'll give the question and then I'll give our answer, then I'll let Melissa answer. Will you send out the slides? Was a lot of great intel on them. So we will have this recording. It'll be on our website. You can watch it as much as you want. Also, because you signed up for this webinar, we had almost 150 people sign up and about 25 lives. So we know that everybody's going to be dying for this. We will send out an email with the recording so you can watch it as much as you want. For the slides, Melissa, that's up to you.
I'll give you a PDF if you want to add it under the recording.
That would be great. We'll get that for you, Julia. We'll do a PDF in the email follow-up. We always send it just so you guys know. It does take us a little bit, so we send it out a week from the date that it ended. So you might get it next Monday, next Tuesday, or next Wednesday latest, but we always get it out 1 week after, so you will get it then. Cool. Well, Melissa, we've got 2 minutes left. So I just want to say thank you so much from me personally. I absolutely adore working with you. I think you are brilliant. And also thank you so much from the Influence for being here with our audience and sharing your magical information because you are magic.
Aw, thank you. You're also magic and rainbows.
Oh, so she and I have a rainbow thing. She'll tell you when she launches her tarot card deck because that's when it'll be. We'll have to have you back on around then.
Yeah, I need to just pick dates, and Oriana says I have to pick them more than a week in advance if I want her to support me. She's
Yes,
like, stop just randomly launching.
please do that. And then also too, when you do, let us know, especially the one for Kickstarter ads. We would love to send that in our follow-up to all of these amazing humans and let them know when it launches.
Awesome. I will get on it.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. We love seeing you, and we'll see you next month. Oriana is coming back. It will be our last one. It is October, I don't know. Let me look real quick. October 29th at 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time, noon Eastern Time. Oriana's coming on. There's been a lot of enhancements and changes to Kickstarter this year. It's been their largest year in over a decade for enhancements and added features. That will be our last one for the year, and we will be talking about those features and how to utilize them to the best of your ability. And the one that's most important that you guys should know about is that you can now talk to your followers. So make sure that you join that one so you can learn how you can do advertising and engagement and communication with followers before you go live. So see you guys next month. Bye, Melissa. I'll talk to you
Bye.
later because we talk all the time.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Bye, Jessica. Bye, everybody else. Take care. Have a great week.